In today's video, I will be giving you guys a full beginner's guide on what it takes to purchase a home here in the state of Florida. Now, let's say you're looking to relocate from another state, maybe another city. We're gonna be going over everything you need to know about making it happen for you. So let's begin, my friends. For anybody new to this channel, my name is Renzo Montaiuti and I will be your host for today. In this channel, we go all over Central Florida looking at new homes, but more importantly, showing you the correct way to make a real estate investment. Now, in today's video, we'll be giving you guys the beginner's guide on how to purchase a home, how much money you need, what your credit needs to look like, and if you are relocating from another city or state, what is a lender requiring you in order to get pre-approved. Before we do the breakdown, I wanted to make sure I could give you guys as realistic as an example as I could. So I found this amazing new construction home located here in Ocala, Florida. This is gonna have 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,371 square feet, located on a 0.26 acre lot. This is not gonna have any HOA, any CDD, and we're gonna base the full buyer's breakdown on the numbers of this property. Now, just to give you a perspective on where this home is located, we are here in Ocala, Florida, but more specifically in a pocket neighborhood called Marion Oaks. This is the fastest growing subdivision area in the entirety of Marion County, which is about the size of Rhode Island, just to give you a perspective. Now, here in Ocala, we're about 15 minutes from all the commercial centers that you could possibly imagine: Publix, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's. We have Bridge at Heathbrook, which is a beautiful commercial center with a movie theater, restaurants, all of the above. And then we also have the World Equestrian Center about 17 minutes away from this house specifically. This is only one of 2 equestrian centers in the entirety of the world, and people from all over the place come here to Ocala to participate in all the events that they host over here. Now, just to give you a bigger grand scale view of where Ocala is in Florida, we're very central and we're about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes away from Orlando, Florida. Orlando is where you're gonna have a really nice metropolitan city, very big. You're gonna have Disney World about an hour away. You're gonna have downtown an hour and 15 minutes away. And most importantly, you're gonna have the Orlando International Airport an hour and 15 minutes away as well. So you have all the amenities of a big city just at an hour's length. From here. Now, if you go about 30 minutes east of Orlando, you're gonna find that you have Cocoa Beach, you're gonna have New Smyrna Beach, 30 to 45 minutes away. And those are some of the nicest beaches that you can find, and it's on the Atlantic coast. Now, on the west side, if you go about an hour and 15 minutes southwest of Ocala, you will run into Tampa, Florida, which is another big city. You're gonna have the Tampa Bay Rays, you're gonna have the Tampa Bay Bucks, you're gonna have the Tampa Bay Lightning. You're gonna have a lot of fun stuff to do around here in the Tampa Bay area. Also, 30 minutes west of Tampa, you have Clearwater, Florida. So the big difference between the west and the east coast of Florida is the west coast, the water's usually a little cleaner, more relaxing. It's like swimming in a pool. On the east coast, you're gonna get the Atlantic Ocean, which you're gonna have big waves, a little bit more fun, and it's a little bit of my style. But whatever it is, if you're looking more relaxing, I'd recommend the west coast, the Gulf of Mexico. If you like to have a little bit more fun, you know, a little more activity, the east coast out on the Atlantic. So with all of that, I hope you guys have a better understanding of where we are here in Florida and gives you a better perspective on where we are and what exactly you're looking at. So now, my friends, it is time to get started in this video. Real quick, before we step inside, I do want to invite you guys to subscribe, give a like, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you're up to date on all the latest content we have going on. So with that, my friends, let's begin this tour. Come on. So here we are, my friends, in front of this amazing property. And now let's begin with the grand tour of this home. And then at the end, we'll go over all the full breakdown of this property. So the first thing I really like about this home is I like these kind of like mosaic pavers that they have in the driveway. I do work a lot in Ocala and, you know, look at a bunch of different new construction homes, but this is the very first builder that I see does something very special with the driveway. So it definitely sets you apart from any other home that is in the area, especially in Marion Oaks. I like the black and white theme, the textures they have. I love the red door. It's very kind of feng shui style. And yeah, and just the lot, the privacy, that's really why I chose this house. Like, you know, you don't have any neighbors to the front. You only have one neighbor to the side, and that is it. Nobody to the back and nobody to the left. So it's fantastic. Now stepping into the front of the house, you have this nice little covered patio space. Definitely, you know, a good amount of space maybe for 1 or 2 rocking chairs just to relax at the end of the day or in the early morning. And here we are stepping into the home. Now the first thing you really notice about this home is just the vaulted ceilings, the tall ceilings, and the amount of natural light that comes in here. Here at the front of the house, we have kind of like this really large window with the extra 2 panels on the side, and it just brings in tons of natural light. This would be the living room space right here, pretty easily to set it up. Here's your cable outlet, so put your TV here, maybe some couches, reclining chairs, and that is it. So this is gonna be your living room, and here we're gonna have the kitchen space. Now, let me just tell you what's different and what I love about this. One, I love the granite countertop, the black and white textures, the offset. I like the black, also the kind of gray stainless steel appliances that they have here. They're not just using the typical Whirlpool appliances that they find for $400, $500. These are higher class appliances that you're gonna have coming in this home. Love the little fixtures, the door handles, and yeah, a lot of cabinet space. Here you're gonna have your microwave, your stove, your refrigerator, and your dishwasher right down here. These are all stainless steel and Samsung appliances, my friends. So yeah, and then here we're gonna have an extra large kind of sink. Love the fixtures right here. And yeah, and then right over here, right next to the kitchen, is gonna be kind of the breakfast nook area. You could put a breakfast nook, dining room table, and yeah, this is really specifically set up because you're right next to the back door exit to the backyard. And also you have these nice chandeliers right above you. So now, my friends, let's go ahead and start with the master bedroom of the home. So here we are in the master, and this is about a 13 by 11 foot room. Okay, you got some nice tray ceilings, built-in LED lights, this black simplistic ceiling fan that they installed for you guys. And yeah, now stepping into the master bathroom, they're gonna keep that kind of granite countertop aesthetic look throughout the house. It's very consistent. I like this kind of gold trim around the mirror. Just gives it an extra nice kind of vibe and atmosphere. Here you're gonna have your walk-in shower with the black handles and shower hose. And then right over here, we're gonna have a separated toilet space, okay? So this is, I do like how you can kind of close this off. Gives you a little bit more privacy just when you're taking care of business. So right over here, we have our closet. Now this is a pretty good sized closet, especially for the size that this home is. Definitely gives you enough space to put all your clothes, hang your shoes, and put a few little drawer spaces in here as well. Gives you a lot of storage. Now let's head over into the garage and the laundry room, my friends. So right over here, right next to the master, we're gonna have this laundry room space. This is just where your washer and dryer are gonna go essentially. This home does not come with the washer and dryer. And here you're gonna have just like a little extra storage space, here in the laundry room. Now we're gonna take a look inside of this garage, and specifically what I like about this garage is that they took it a little higher level and they put epoxy on the flooring. Typically they'll just leave the concrete, but here they have this kind of black and white texture epoxy, and it really stays with the theme of the home, kind of black and white. It matches really well, with the pavers out in the driveway. Over here, you're gonna have your electrical box, and everything is gonna be situated for, the air conditioning, the air handler, water heater, clothes, whatever it is. And then right here, you're gonna have your water heater. Right above here, you have your AC your AC air handler right above here. So it gives you an extra little bit of space here in the garage, so you're not kind of scrambling to fit some stuff in here. Now, my friends, we're gonna go to the other side of this home and take a look at the 2-bed and 1 bath. Now, really quick, I've shown a lot of homes, and if you guys are not new to this channel, maybe you're returning subscribers, you've seen a lot of the new construction homes I've showed in the past. And I typically try and pick out the best builders in Ocala, give you tons of good quality work. And this really just stands out with the amount of finishes and fixtures that they have, and the price kind of reflects that as well. I truly believe you get what you pay for, and in this home, I feel like it's very justifiable, the price that they put on this home, and that price is coming at the end of the video as well. So here we're gonna have a same ceiling fan, built-in LED lights. You're gonna have this kind of sliding door closet. You have a decent amount of space in here as well. And yeah, now in between the two bedrooms, we're gonna have this one full bathroom. It's gonna have that same granite toilet, and the only difference from this and the master is you're gonna have a bathtub instead of a walk-in shower. Nice gold trim around the mirror, same as the master. And yeah, so here we are in the very last bedroom of this home, and this is gonna be both of the guest rooms are 10 by 10 feet. So you have plenty of space for a queen or even king size bed. Put your TV, and here you're gonna have a little bit larger closet space in here, extends a little bit more on each side, and gives you a little bit more space. So now, my friends, let's go ahead to the backyard and take a look at what kind of lot we have here, my friends. So here we are stepping into the backyard, my friends. You are gonna have a little bit of concrete here. I really wish they put a little covered patio space, but that's no issue. It can definitely get done. And yeah, so here we are in the very big backyard that we have here. Remember, this is 0.26 acres, and this is really gonna give you a lot of land back here. And if privacy is important to you, this could definitely be a great option. Not just this specific home, maybe some other floor plan or price point here in the Marion Oaks area. But anyways, all of this land that you see that has sod on it, this is gonna be your land. All of this is yours, my friend. So right here, you just have nature to the left and behind you, and even to the front. You do have one neighbor to that side, and that's pretty much it. But if I moved in here personally, the first thing I would do is get a nice vinyl fence covering the entirety of the property, give you even a little bit more privacy. And yeah, now right over here, do want to show you guys a little bit more. This home is going to be coming with well water. This water comes from the Florida aquifer. If you guys want to look it up, a lot of the water that we get here in Florida comes from the Florida aquifer. Now, if you do have well water, we do have really hard water here in Florida. And that's just being purely honest. What I would recommend if you're on well is to make sure you get a water softener. They have some ranging from $1,500 to $5,000 to $10,000. Depends how fancy you want to get, but I'd recommend just get a basic water softener, and that can definitely clean up the water of the entire house and really help you with the plumbing as well. And that is it, my friends. So now let's get into that beginner's guide. I'm gonna give you the price of the home, the tax amount, and what it would look like financially if you were looking to buy a home. Let's go. So here we are at the end of the tour, my friends, and now we're gonna get into the beginner's guide to purchasing a home. So now, just so we have an understanding of the house that we have, let me give you guys the price and the tax amount on this home. The price of this home is $280,000, my friends. So $280,000 for this new construction home. The tax amount per year is $2,500 to $3,000 per year, okay? Now, if you live here in Florida and have a primary residence, you can apply for something that's called homestead. It's called homestead tax exemption. If you live in Florida and are a resident for more than 1 year, you'll qualify for this. You just have to do a little bit of paperwork once you buy the house and send it into the state. That can drop your yearly tax amount by $400 to $600 per year. So if you do buy a home here in Florida, I would recommend you sign up right away. Anyways, $280,000 for the price of this home, $2,500 to $3,000 in taxes. This house has no HOA, no CDD, so nobody can tell you what you can and can't do with this property. And that is it, my friends. So now let's get into it. Let's say you're a first-time home buyer. Let's say you're relocating from another city or state. What do the numbers look like and how do you get approved? So if you're looking to purchase this as your primary residence, if you're gonna be living in this house, you have two options. You can do a conventional loan or an FHA loan. An FHA loan requires a 580 credit score and above. Conventional loans require 660 credit scores and above. Now, I always recommend have your credit as high as possible, because that will determine your interest rate. If you have a 580 and you're going FHA, yes, you can get approved, but you might get a really stinky interest rate and you might have to pay points to buy it down. I'll talk about more of that a little bit later. Anyway, so just to recap, FHA, 580 credit score above, conventional 660 and above, and that is qualifying credit for those specific loans, okay? Now, what is a down payment for an FHA loan? An FHA loan down payment is gonna be 3.5% of the purchase price of the property. So 3.5% of 280,000 is $9,800. $9,800 for a down payment on this home. Let's just round it up to $10,000 to make it easy. So $10,000 for a down payment on this home, but that is not it. So when you purchase a home, you're gonna have closing costs as well. So you have down payment and closing costs. The closing costs are typically around 2.5% to 3.5% of the purchase price of the property. Now, closing costs can include appraisal, for the appraisal, inspection, title transfer fees, lender fees, and a few other tiny fees that are involved in purchasing a home. So that's gonna be averaged out around 3% of the price of the home. So in total, you're gonna have 6.5% that you'll have to bring to the table in cash to purchase a home with an FHA loan. So $280,000 and 6.5% is $18,200. Now that is without negotiations. Right now we are in a market where you can negotiate a lot of your closing costs, if not all of them. But I'll get into that a little bit more towards the end. So now let's say you're on the conventional standpoint. The minimum down payment for a conventional first-time home buyer is 5%. Closing costs are gonna be the same 3%, okay? Now the difference between FHA and conventional is with conventional, once you get to 20% equity in the home, so once you have 20% equity in the house, so let's just say this house is $280,000, and let's say you put a 20% down payment, or it appreciates 20% while you live here and you put a minimum down payment, you're looking at the house needs to rise $56,000 in value. And once you have 20% equity in the home with a conventional loan, you do not have to pay what is called private mortgage insurance, okay? That's gonna save you around $150 to $250 on your monthly payment. So if you are someone who maybe has a little extra cash and you wanna put a nice down payment on your primary, if you put a 20% down payment, you're gonna be saving an even larger amount on your monthly payments. With FHA loans, you're gonna have that PMI throughout the life of the loan, okay? Typically FHA loans, you'll get a little bit more favorable interest rate, but you do have that PMI for the life of the loan. So just keep that in mind as well. Now, my friends, you have the down payment, you have the what closing costs are and how much they cost, you have the credit scores. Now let's talk about how do you know how much you qualify for. So I'm gonna give you guys a very proven and repeatable formula that's gonna work for you. So let's say you make $70,000 per year, okay? So we're gonna do $70,000 per year. We're gonna divide that by 12 to find the monthly income, okay? That's gonna be $5,833 per month. The banks are only gonna lend you about 50% of how much your monthly income is. So let's say you make $5,833 per month. The bank is only gonna allow you to use 50% of that monthly income towards a mortgage payment. So we're gonna divide that by 2. That gives you a $2,916, my friends. Now wait, you also have to subtract the amount of debt you have from this number. So let's say you have a car payment for $300, and let's say you're paying student loans for $200. That's gonna be $500 total that you have to take off of 50% of your monthly income. So we're gonna take out $500. That leaves you with $2,416, my friends, okay? Once you have this number, I'm gonna be this is the exact thing you do to find how much you can qualify for with this number. All you gotta do is hit the divide button, and then you hit 0.007, just like James Bond, and you have a purchase price of $345,000, my friends. Now, this is a rough estimate. Please don't call me and say, hey, my lender approved me for 320 and your number said 345. This is a rough estimate. A lot of it depends on the taxes of the property, the insurance, where it's located. There's so many variables with this number and your affordability on a home, but I would say give or take $20,000 off this number and you will be in that range of what you can get approved for. For anybody who has any questions about this, feel free to text me or give me a call and I'll love to explain you a little bit deeper, but that is the formula, my friends, okay? So, you know about FHA loans, you know about conventional, you know about how much it costs to purchase the home. Now let's talk about, if you really wanted to do it, what does it look like? If you had an agent, can you negotiate a good deal? How does your agent negotiate a good deal for you? That's probably the most important thing out of anything you could possibly do. It's good to have this information, but your representation is gonna be the most important thing. If you're poorly represented, you're gonna spend a lot more money purchasing a home. So right now, here in this Ocala market, this is my market. I'm an expert in this market. And I know how much a house is worth. I know the comps, I know everything. Oh, I don't know everything, but I have a very good understanding of how real estate is sold and built and you know, a good amount of stuff here in the Ocala area. On this specific home, my recommended offer would be around $275 with 3% in closing costs, okay? My goal for all my buyers is to try and get all of your closing costs covered because that's gonna be way more important than dropping the price of your home $5,000 to $10,000. And I'll tell you why. If you're buying a house, let's say you get it at $280,000 and 3% of that is $8,400. Not only is that $8,400 less that you have to bring to the table to close, but this is also an extra amount of money that you could use to buy down your interest rate, okay? Let's say you got a 7% interest rate and you know, you have a 620 credit score, you have a 7% interest rate that the lender gave you, but I negotiated you 3% in closing costs. What you could do is use about $3,000 of that, $2,000, $1,000, it doesn't matter. But if you could use $2,000 of that to drop your interest rate from a 7 to a 6%, then that's gonna save you a lot more money on their monthly payment than dropping the price from $280 to $270. Every $10,000 you take off the price of the home, the difference is about $60 on your monthly payment. But every percentage that you take off the interest of the house, you're talking about hundreds of dollars off the monthly payment. So what I'd always prefer for buyers is, hey, let's keep a little more cash in your pocket, let's buy down some interest rates, get you at an affordable monthly payment, and that's way more important than the overall price. Now, let's say you're a cash buyer. Let's say you have, you're cash heavy and you wanna purchase a home in cash. What I would recommend an offer on this house would be $265. I would offer about $15,000 less than what it's listed for right now. Now, this house is gonna sell for around $270 to $275, maybe with 1 to 2% in closing costs, maybe. Now, if you gave them a $280 offer, they will give you about 3 to 4% in closing costs. So it's really important to know these numbers and have an agent who can negotiate the best deal for you, because there is a strategy and an art to negotiating a good deal for buyers and sellers, okay? Now in this scenario, I've actually had a client where I actually put an offer on this house. We put it at $270 with 3% in closing costs. The sellers, they received it, they didn't throw us away, and we started getting into negotiations. The best negotiation I got from them is $280,000, full asking price, $10,000 in closing costs. So that's even more than 3%. Now, my clients ended up going with another home because we got an even better deal, but on this specific home, I've already talked to the sellers, I've already talked to the builders, and they've already agreed to a $280 with a $10,000 closing cost incentive. That's gonna cover all your closing costs and give you an extra little bit of money to buy down interest rates. That's why it's important to work with the agent that you can trust, that is very knowledgeable about the area that you're working in, and make sure he knows what he's doing and really fighting to get you the best deal, my friends. So just to give a recap, we got FHA loans, conventional loans, 3.5% down payment for the FHA, 5% for the conventional. You're looking at around 6.5% for down payment and closing costs on an FHA loan, and you're looking about 8.5% down payment and closing costs on a conventional loan right off the bat without any negotiations. Once you negotiate, you can drop 3% off of that, or however much your realtor negotiates. But this negotiation tactic applies not just in Florida, but also in other states. So if maybe you're a realtor watching this, please know your market, know what the houses are selling for, and know what you can negotiate for your clients, because it is super, super important. And last but not least, just want to give you a little market update on what's going on here in Central Florida. Right now, we are still technically in a seller's market. A seller's market practically means that there are more house buyers in the market than houses for sale. Okay, so more demand than there is supply, essentially. But technically that's where we are, in the seller's market. But for the past 6 to 7 months, we have been transitioning into a very aggressive buyer's market. So what that means is there are more houses on the market than there is buyers out there. So what's switching? What's switching is there's a little bit less demand and there's more inventory. So what does that do for the buyer? That gives the buyer way more power and influence when you're putting an offer on a home. Right now, you're getting a discount on the price of the house, you're getting closing costs paid for, you're able to buy a house with less money down. And then once the interest rates go back down to that 2-3%, maybe in a year, maybe in 3 years, maybe in 5 years, it doesn't matter, because you can just refinance that down the road and you're gonna save even more money on your monthly payment. And plus you have a lower purchase price than if you bought it when the interest rates were super, super low. So, you know, I know a lot of us, it was a very tough year if you were looking to buy a house, you know, the past year, even 2 years during the COVID cycle, because people were offering $20,000, $30,000 over appraisal value, or going cash, $20,000, $30,000 over asking price. But now we can buy a house with less money down, a lower price, and in my opinion, it's a much better deal. You do have a higher interest rate, but you can refinance that down the road. So my friends, I hope this was very valuable information for all of you out there. Please let me know what you think. If this was any help, please put it in the comments. I'd love to hear if, you know, this was some important information for you guys, and I hope you can make a great decision when you do look to purchase a home. And for any of you out there looking to make a move to the Sunshine State, my team and I are here to help you guys. I'm here to fight and get the best deal for every single one of my clients, and I literally take that to heart. It's my pride to make sure I'm giving you guys the best representation possible. So if you do have any questions, if you are interested in Florida or just want to connect with me, my number is going to be right here in the bottom corner. Also in the description, I'm going to have my phone number and email as well. So feel free to call or text me and we will be happy to help. My friends, thank you so much. If you did enjoy this content, I please invite you to watch past videos where I'm showing off different types of houses, giving different types of information, and really giving different types of insights of what's going on here in the Central Florida area. So with that, my friends, that is it. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.